Hello, welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm bringing you the new series of Tin to Tum Tuesday. Everything from your culinary delights, inside out, barbecuing, cooking, however you want to do it. Today what I'm going to bring you is an awesome breakfast burrito. So what's the breakfast burrito consist of, I hear you ask? Well, it's a culinary delight. It's absolutely awesome. So what we're going to have today is we need some tortilla wraps. Got some grated cheese, sausage, bacon, mushroom, eggs, an onion, a secret ingredient that's cooking inside that I'll show you a bit later on, and then your standard salt, pepper, and also a bit of cooking oil. Cooking oil of your choice, use whatever you want. Sunflower oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, it doesn't matter. Even if you're going down sort of like other routes with the avocado oil and things like that, that's entirely fine. Whatever you want, as long as it's got a low smoking, high flash point, that'll be fine. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get the barbecue going. It's already on its way, so join us after this. So first things first, get your coals lit or your Cadac on, whatever you're using to cook, it doesn't matter, it'll all work. They're just going nice and grey to give that nice even heat, so there's no flame there at all. And what I'm going to do is use this time whilst that's preparing, I'm just going to chop an onion and get ready. So let's get to this burrito. So all I'm doing here is I'm just cutting the onion quite fine, because I want some smaller bits, but I want a little bit of texture, a little bit of chunk, just to be able to give you that taste. Obviously when you're cutting, keep your fingers out the way, you don't want those in there, they don't taste particularly good. One day I might invest in some decent knives. So as you can see now, all the charcoal's gone nice and grey, there's no flame in here, so that is ready to be cooked on. What I've chosen to use today is the frying dish. You can use any of the appliances that are provided with a Cobb, because to be fair, this is such an easy dish to make. I've gone for this because it'll just keep it all nice and central, and when I eventually scramble the eggs, it will keep it all in one place. So we'll stick that on just to start getting warm. A little bit of oil. So with the dish that's warming up now nicely, all I've chosen these closed cut mushrooms. I've already pre-washed these, so they are ready to be chopped and used. You don't need a great deal. I like them fairly chunky, but not too fine. Just remember to keep those fingers out of the way if you're chopping up. So there we go, fairly chunky, nice and easy, nice and quick. Just to keep it all apart, I'm just putting them in these dishes. So that's a little bit of prep done. So we've got our onion, we've got our mushrooms, so we don't need these anymore. Now that I've done all that on here, I'm just going to go and give this a quick wipe, wash my hands, and then we're ready for handling the meat. So here we are, we're back. What I've chosen Cumberland sausage, and I've chosen some smoked bacon. You don't have to go for the smoked bacon because you're doing it over the barbecue. It'll give it that smoky flavour if that's what you want. But I just like the added extra saltiness that this gives. For the sausage, it doesn't really matter what you have and what you use, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skins off, mould it into a nice patty, just so it goes into the burrito a lot easier. So just keeping an eye on the heat of your oil. Make sure it's not too hot. Then all I'm going to do is just quickly de-skin these and bring them all together. So as you can see here, this is now just sausage meat. I've de-skinned them, so these are ready to be pushed together, and they'll make a nice little patty just to go in the middle of your burrito. So what we're doing next is we're going to mould this together, and what you're looking for is it all to merge together, almost a bit back, like, if you like, mince, but you want it a nice uniform length, size, and the thickness. The thickness is really important because you want it to cook evenly throughout, so it's all ready together. So just like that, and then I'll get it into the pan, a little bit of sizzle. That's a nice heat. If you can hear it sizzle, then you know that you've just hit it about right. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go and wash my hands so we can crack on and have a little bit of a clean up. So just keep an eye on your sausage meat, just occasionally, just have a little turn. And as you can see, it's got a nice brownness to it. Starting to cook nicely. So once your sausage meat starts to brown off and starts to cook, then what you need to do is you need to put the onions in, start getting those browned, and we can crack on with there. So what I'm going to do now, a little bit of salt and pepper to add to the seasoning for the sausage meat. So just whilst you're waiting for that to cook, all I'm going to do is I've got 2 free range eggs. I've gone for large. Yeah, 1 might be enough, but I think I'll go 2, because I'm going to use 2 of the tortilla wraps to make it a big burrito. So again, with the eggs, a little bit of pepper, just to taste, a little bit of salt, just to bring out those flavours for a bit later on once you're putting it all together, and just whisk. Doesn't need anything else. You could put a splash of milk in just to make it a little bit creamier, but to be fair, there's going to be enough in this to make it spot on. So just check back with your sausage meat. That's cooking beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn the heat up on the cob by dropping it down a level. I'm going to take the ring out just to give it, because this is cooked nice and slowly. Everything else now can step up a level. What I'm going to do is just add the lid, just to keep that heat nice and even all the way through. And that's it. Just waiting for it to all come together nicely now. Just keep occasionally checking this, just to see how it's doing. You don't want to overdo it. You just want a nice crust on the outside to be cooked all the way through. I know it's only sausage meat that's just been pushed together, but I wish this was smell-o-vision. That smells absolutely divine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to throw these in to start these cooking as well. So you've got plenty of oil that's come off the sausage meat itself. The sausage meat now is getting to a point where it's nearly ready. Add the onions to start browning those, and also the mushrooms. What you'll get there is you'll get some of the flavour from the sausage meat as well going into the mushrooms and the onions as they're cooking. That'll nicely give it some flavour. Don't forget to give these a mix around. And again, with the versatility of this, keep that heat in, keep it all cooking nicely. What we're going to do next, remove the sausage meat, let that rest, add the eggs to the onion and to the mushrooms, bind it all together so you've got a nice scrambled egg mixture that'll go nicely in the middle of your burrito. Don't forget to keep checking, just keep an eye, see how it's all getting on. Oof, really is smelling really something else now. The onions, the sausage meat. Get those onions sweated down. The question is it going to fit all this food into one burrito? Ooh, can't wait. So let's have a final little check of how we're getting on. Woo, yeah. Superb. This is looking superb. All I've done there is I've put the spatula in, just got it right to the middle, just to check that it's cooked all the way through, which it is. Just go to the middle, which is obviously, because it's all the same length, it's fine. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to leave that on the board to rest. Grab a little bit of tin foil just to wrap it up, just to keep it covered. And this is a secret to getting some really nice flavours out. What you need to do is you need to let your food rest. Rest in the juices that it's been cooked in, and it will absolutely intensify the flavour. Doesn't need to be long. I normally say 10% of the cooking time, so it's taken 20 minutes. Just leave it for 2. Then add the egg. Get rid of your dirty dishes. So what you're looking for now, a little bit of cheese that I'll add as well. Let's get into here. Let's get some of this melted. You don't need a lot. I would say a loose handful is more than enough. When it comes out, there we go. Just a loose handful, because you can always sprinkle a bit on at the end, just over the top. Let's bring it all together. And all I'm looking for is that scrambled egg consistency, just to bind it all as one. What I'm going to do, lid back on, just to steam it through as well, to keep that moisture in it. So all we have left to do now is the bacon, and the secret ingredient needs to be added. So now the beauty of the Cobb is, what I can do is I can use the ring. That's about ready. That can come off, and it can sit on there without any worry of it burning your table, because you're nicely off it. What I can do now, swap to the grill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the handle rather than drop it on. Get this on and get some nice crispy bacon. So again, that won't take long. That'll soon heat up. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So we've got some smoked thick cut bacon. I always try and go for the thick cut because it doesn't curl up. You don't get that mess when it all just shrivels up. going to go for 3 rashers. I think that's enough. We've got quite a bit to put in here, as you'll probably agree. Just keep an eye on your bacon. So what I've done is I've brought out the secret ingredient now. The secret ingredient is hash browns. Woohoo, yeah. So all I've done, stuck those in the oven, 180 to 200 for about 25 to 30 minutes, as it says on the frozen packet that I got out of the freezer. I do wish you could smell this though. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got fried onions, eggs, sausage and bacon on a barbecue. What's not to like? And we've got this beautiful weather. Cooking outside. It's what Tin to Tum's all about. So in preparation of this bacon being ready, let's start assembling the burrito itself. Normally what I'd do is I'd heat these up, but because it is quite warm out here today, there's no need. They're really rather pliable. So I'm happy with those. So let's get rid of that so you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2, because there's quite a lot to put in. So let's start with this beautifully rested sausage meat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place that in the middle. Because it's a little large, the burrito as it were, I'm going to spread it out ever so slightly. So I'm just going to cut it in half and I'm just going to offset it. So there's a little bit of sausage in every bite. Next, let's have the scrambled egg. With the cheese, which has made it set lovely. Because of the amount of cheese that I've put in, I don't think I'm going to add any more. You can if you want at the end, if you haven't put as much in as I have, but I think that'll be fine. Next, these beautiful hash browns, crispy, red hot, just they want breaking up, over the top and fitting in. Need a little bit of moisture in, so there's a big brown sauce, red sauce for a breakfast debate, but I'm going red. Little bit of moisture, and then to finish off, some lovely rashers of smoked bacon. Why not? If it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit with one more, is it? Make sure everything's pushed into the middle, even though it's red hot. Ooh, wow, wow, wowza. Tuck it under nicely, push it back. Oh, and wrap round. And there you have one monstrously delicious, incredibly big, incredibly tasty breakfast burrito. Hope you enjoyed that. Should we have a look inside? Hope you enjoyed. And there we have it. You didn't think I was going to leave it there, did you? I've got to try and tackle this bad boy. Oof. So do you fancy your chances taking on a breakfast burrito that'd probably feed 2? Give us a like, give us a share. Anybody you think's interested, let us know. Oh. That's pretty good even if I do say so myself. I'm going to have the rest of this. So join us for the next one. See you later.